Testing the audio. Let's go ahead and play a little of this. Gauge how well they're balanced.
다음 스타리그 파이널 제1경기.
Alright, let's test that balance a little bit now. It's a little bit better. Maybe turn it back up a tad. Alright. Hello, Gormand and Opabinia regalis. That sounds like the name of a plant or something like that. What is that? Alright, so that's working. Let me just get everything settled in here. I got some water. Okay. Just checking out the dashboard. That's running. That's running. Okay. I don't have YouTube up, but I'll just have to depend on watching the chat. Let's see. Let me turn that chat on. Nope, that's not it. Chat. Bring up the chat. Okay. Did the stream get rescheduled? This was on YouTube telling me about 7. I can't really read that. Hold on a sec. Oh, there we go. This morning YouTube told me it would be at 7 Eastern time, where it's 8 now. Okay, that's... I'll have to figure that out. I thought I scheduled it for... The thing is I used to live on the West Coast, and so I have my YouTube channel set to Pacific time. Hold on, let me actually we can get started here. Turn on my webcam. There we go. Oh, I gotta turn off the green screen since I don't have that on right now. There you can see it kind of hanging in the background a little bit, but there we go. All right, so we can get started. So yeah, what happened is I used to live on the West Coast, and so I had my YouTube channel set to Pacific Standard Time, but now I'm in Idaho for a short amount of time, and that's Mountain Standard Time. So I was setting everything up in Pacific Time, and probably YouTube was spying on me and was like, "We can tell from your IP that you're not in Pacific Time," and so it probably changed the time zone based on where I am without me knowing it. So I thought it was still set in Pacific time. So that's why it's an hour off. So I will get that sorted. That's good to know that it turned out with the incorrect time. So I'll try and get that sorted out for next time for sure. So it didn't get rescheduled. I just scheduled it wrong. That's all. Anyway, welcome everybody. Hope you're all doing well. I hope that wasn't an issue for the live finals as well. Google does that for the calendar. Yeah, it's really confusing because I'm like, I'm still, my head is still in Pacific time because everyone I know is in Pacific time. All the meetings I have to go to online are all in Pacific time. Oh, I guess I can turn off starting soon, right? You're busy now or go anyway. Okay. So wait, so let's see. So the schedule said it was going to be an hour ago, and it's just starting now. Okay, so I need to set it. I need to set it an hour in the future, basically. Okay, that's what was happening. Because yeah, I set it for 5 p.m., thinking that was 5 p.m. Pacific, and it was actually setting it for 5 p.m. Mountain Time, which was an hour ago. So that's why. Okay, cool. Anyway, we can get started. Let's put on some StarCraft. I was like trying to think of like, what should I put on today? Because I don't know if I'm going to do the next OSL that comes after IOPS, which is, I think, the very first ever OSL, the 2005 ever OSL. And I kind of want to do that, but I don't know. I figured instead of just watching the group stages of that, this is a series. Oh, that's actually really loud for me. So let's turn down that and turn up that. So let me know what you guys think about the balance now, as far as my voice versus the background sound of the game. If you want me to turn the background up or down. But yeah, this is a series that Diggity was telling me was like one of his favorite series ever. And I was like, I don't even remember what happened in that series. So I figured it's a good time to watch it. This is from 2007, if I remember correctly. The commentators are so excited. Look at that huge crowd. It's just ridiculous. I think I might have gone to, maybe it wasn't right here, but I went to a Brood War finals in 2009. That looked like this kind of place. Let's see here. Yeah, July of 2007. This is an old series. Iris versus GG Play. Yeah, sorry. The first ever OSL, as in the first OSL sponsored by Ever. That's a good clarification. Thank you for that. All right, let's see here. Sorry, I just got back from a quick run, so I'm a little bit out of breath. A little bit tired out here. So if you don't know, GG Play is the Zerg player. And I guess I won't spoil the end of this just in case anyone hasn't seen it before, but let me put it this way. Well, I can say this at least. This isn't too much of a spoiler. This is the only Star League finals that either of these two players were in. So this is the only championship for one of them, the only second place for the other one. But these are both players. It was an interesting season because, like, GG Play, both these players were not players that like you would consider to be the top players, right? They were kind of both, from my point of view, and I wasn't really like that into StarCraft actually when this series happened yet. Like I didn't know the players that well at the time. So, but I remember not really thinking that these guys were the best of the best, right? You would have thought it would be Bisu versus say someone in the finals, right? And GG Play and Iris were there instead. So it was kind of like a little bit of a surprise. They're both really good players, but they weren't like the best of the best players, right? Actually, let's see here. What was this? I want to see what the the bracket was for this actually. See who they beat to get here. I don't think they beat anyone too spectacular. Okay, this is the Dom OSL, by the way. Dom OSL. All right, so let me go look at the bracket here. Okay, so yeah, actually this is Savior and Flash. Savior, Flash, Bisu, Huashin, Reach, and Stork were the other 6 players in this Star League. So the fact that the Iris and GG Play got to the finals is kind of ridiculous. Iris beat Savior. That's not that big of a deal. Oh, hold on a sec. We got some links coming in here. Oh no, they got in. The SCV wall was failed. Oh no. Looks like he's gonna micro decently anyway, though. If those Marines have been popping out of those barracks like a little bit too late, sorry, my nose is itching. A little bit later, that would have been the end. Or the beginning of the end, at least. He's still coming in with more Zerglings, though. Actually, Iris is in a bit of trouble still. He's gonna block his own Marine with his own SCVs. See, this is, you know, this is, I don't know, it's kind of like, would you expect a champion to be able to play like this? Blocking his own units and stuff like that, and have his SCV wall not complete on the ramp and everything. 3 kills on the SCV. Alright, he's got a bunker up now, so he's gonna be okay, but... Okay, he doesn't have a lot of drones, so... That might be it. I wasn't really paying attention to the start. Was this like a 6 pool, or it must have been like a 9 pool, I think? There's still Zerglings in here. Oh my god, they have speed upgrade too, so they're just picking off Marines. Iris is just getting torn apart here. Not much game sound. Alright, I'll turn it back up again. Sorry about that. Alright. How's that? Because I hear something different than you guys hear, so... I have to depend on you guys to let me know. So I turn it up significantly, but I don't want to make it overpowering either. So let me know if that's a good good balance. Iris has just gotten wrecked though, but you know he's Terran, so if his macro's been on top of it, and GG Play's macro has not been that great, which looks like he hasn't. He doesn't have many drones. So Iris is not out of this yet. You have to invest a lot of economy. You can't keep up an attack like that and also produce drones, basically. So you know, it hurts your economy to go for an attack like that. Now, he did some damage, obviously, a lot of damage, but he didn't really do a lot of economic damage. He just killed the Marines. He didn't actually kill... Better could be even louder. All right, let me turn up a little more. I just didn't want to blow it all up at once. All right, so let's do that. Okay, let me know how that sounds. Because I had to turn this volume. I have to balance this volume on the video versus the volume output on my OBS broadcasting. Yeah, so now he kind of, I think he knows, and this counter push is the deadly thing in TVZ too, because the Terran can just keep building up units and get a counter push, and the Zerg has to switch into building drones and trying to get their infrastructure up. But then the Terran counterattack comes at a certain point in time, and you need to like switch from building that infrastructure and drones back up back into Zergling or defense production at the right moment. Is that a thumbs up? Cool, thank you. You have to shift into that building up your army just at the right moment, because if you do it too early, you don't get enough economy. If you do it too late, you die to the push. So it's like such a crucial thing. That's why I've always said that Zerg, I've actually always said this, that Zerg I think has the most, is the kind of the hardest race to play, but I think it's also the best because I think it's the most potential. Because if you can make those decisions perfectly every time, Zerg is going to be the best because they're going to be able to pump out more economy or more units. And balancing them perfectly is the difficult thing. But if you can balance them perfectly, you're always going to be able to out macro the other races, because you're going to be able to get more drones out because you've got hatcheries pumping out multiple drones. And you know, if you can balance it properly, it's got the most potential, I think. So, I don't know. I've always said that. I feel like I've heard other people agree with me. High level players. I don't want to say any names because I don't want to put words in people's mouths, but it's a nice little hidden spire. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Let me know if you do have any requests, by the way, if you want to watch any other games. I figured we'd watch this whole series at least, but we're going to be on for a couple hours at least, so we'll see how it goes. Uh-oh. Oh, the Sunken's finished. See, those Zerglings kind of threw him off. If he'd stemmed in, like... He still could stem in, actually. There's only 2 Sunkens and a 3rd morphing. But if he got in a moment, like 5 seconds earlier, he could have killed off those Sunks before they even finished. But this is still dangerous for GG play, though. Like, he's still in a lot of danger. He only has 3 Sunkens. I'm actually a little bit surprised. With no Zerglings there, I'm a little surprised that, he didn't go in and just try and kill the Sunks. Good evening, Doso and Mr. Flippy. How you guys doing? Hello, Rayman. Yeah, this is the Dom OSL finals from 2007. So, because these games are actually already cast in English, I believe, in 2007. I think Classart did these. So I wasn't gonna do the 2007 OSL, but Diggity has talked about this being one of his favorite series of all time, and so I wanted to rewatch it because I actually it was actually on the Pylon show. We were talking about it on the Pylon show, and he's like, "Oh yeah, GG Play vs Iris was my favorite series," and I was like, "I don't even remember what happened in that series." So I figured I needed to rewatch it and kind of remember what happened. Can't sleep, too much caffeine, so might as well hang out here for a while. Welcome. Well, I was, this is supposed to be kind of a chill out type thing. I'm not casting, so I'm not like putting a lot of energy into casting or anything like that. So it's a little bit chill, but still might be a little exciting. It might keep you up. So I don't know if this is the stream to go to sleep to. It's like in the middle. We're just chilling out. Missed the live finals cast this weekend, but it was a great cast. So you watched the VOD? Thank you, man. Good to hear. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think we had about 20 or 30 people. Oh, thank you, Christian. I don't know if Christian is someone that's in chat or if that was just a random thing, but if you're in chat, thank you very much. And you can feel free to identify yourself or not if you don't want people to know your IRL name. But anyways, I appreciate that very much. Thank you very much for that. Let me see if there was a message with that. Oh, okay. I see who it is now. I don't know why it said your real name. It's kind of weird, but anyway, I appreciate that. Thank you very much, sir. All right, still getting some of these alerts figured out. Enjoy your sandwich. Okay, thank you. Let's see. Okay, trying to think what the best Star League finals you have watched is. That's a really good question. So when I answered that question on the Pylon show, I said it was Stork versus Bisu. But it's mostly a nostalgia thing. Like it wasn't really the best fight. Like I've actually watched it again since then. Uh-oh, that's actually, was that his only vessel? That could be really bad. That could be really, really bad. He has scans. Okay, he has another vessel. It's still pretty bad though. Uh-oh, the counterattack maybe. This is pretty good by Iris actually. He's got a massive army out in the field, being a threat, going for the third base, which is undefended. He's got his reinforcements bunkered up at home, so this is good stuff. Okay, that third is dead AF. Old school TVZ is fun. So yeah, oh, hold on a second. All the lurkers are coming in. There's only one tank. The lurker's not firing in the right direction though. The Marines actually juked out of the way, and then he ran his Marines back down, so they are gonna die. But the bunker is just too strong. Man, bunkers are so good against lurkers. I'm realizing more and more. The more I see bunkers used against lurkers, it's like it just invalidates them. It's ridiculous. Like lurkers can slaughter Marines quickly. Lurkers can kill Marines faster than Marines can kill lurkers, right? But if the bunker is up, the Marines just get that little bit more time they need to kill the lurkers, and they actually kill lurkers pretty fast. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, so I think Bisu versus Stork is more like the best game in my memory, like in my nostalgia of like, that was the first season that one of the first seasons I casted, and I was really invested in it. I was like Stork fan. It was a great series. Epic 5 games, a lot of cool strategies and stuff like that, but it may not be actually the best series ever. So let me pull up the chat on this screen, actually. That might make things easier, so I don't have to keep looking over the other side. Yeah, he uses too many Marines. Wow. I'm actually... There we go, is the GG. It's pretty amazing. I was... Early on, I thought GG Play had gotten an advantage, but, So I'm trying to log into the chat so I can watch the on this one. All right, there we go. Got it working. Remembered my own password. So Iris takes the game one. It's pretty amazing, actually. All right, so hold on a second. Let's go back and look at. So here is. Let me see if I can cut off the. I'm gonna see if I can cut off the. I can't cut it off. I was trying to cut off the bracket so I wouldn't spoil the ending, but when I resize the window, it just resizes the bracket, and I can't move it over without showing you guys. So I'll just describe the bracket to you guys. So Iris beat Savior, and then Iris actually beat Stork to get to the finals, and GG Play beat Huashin and Flash to get to the finals. So this is actually, like, you know, they weren't the guys I expected to be in the finals, but it wasn't like they had an easy fluke of a route to get to the finals or anything like that either. They actually both got to the finals, really beating some top-level players. All right, let's see here. Where did the chat go? Why is the chat not working? Chat app. Open in browser. Okay, now I can watch the chat on the other screen, make it a little easier to follow along. All right, let me go back and see how though. Flash Jadong wasn't the best in quality. Yeah. It's hard to remember those also, because there was at least a couple Flash Jadong finals, weren't there? It's hard to kind of remember those too much. Yeah, July versus Best was the best you could possibly expect from a 3-0. It was very, very exciting. Actually kind of similar to the style of games from the ones we did over the weekend. All right, let's see. So there's game 3. Where's game 2? Oh, here we go. It actually shows Iris's path to the finals. GG Play's path to the finals. There we go. Where's game 2? Where's game 2? Okay, let's search again. So it's game 5. All right, we know how long the games go. Game 3. Well, this is game 1. Again, here we go, game 2. It's on Navake. All right, let's do this. All right. Cool. GG Play stopped Flash's Royal Road. Oh yeah, that's right. That's when Flash cheesed Bisu. Although I think he did win the game legit as well. That's right. This is Flash's first OSL, wasn't it? Huh. And that's actually why one of the reasons why I wanted to do the 2005 ever OSL next, just continuing on after the IOPS OSL, was because it was Stork's first OSL actually, and I think that would be fun. He just double cheesed Bisu? Okay, JK then. But that's what I was thinking about. Best versus July Zerg. The first 2 games were pretty cheesy, and so everyone was like, "Oh my God, July Zerg's gonna cheese the finals of the OSL." But then game 3 was this epic macro match, and July Zerg still won very handily, and so it was like still very like exciting, very dynamic series. So yeah, July versus Best was great. Let's see, Boxer versus Uv was fantastic. Stork versus Bisu. I remember a Blanket of Storms. but maybe that was Historic versus Jongbi series. I don't know. There were a ton of storms in Historic versus Bisou for sure. Are you thinking of one of the famous ones was Jongbi versus Zero in the last ever OSL ever with a lowercase e. The last Brood War OSL, which was TVing, I think. In the semifinals, in the last game of the semifinals, it looked like Zero was going to win, and Jongbi pulled off this crazy mess. Now, it wasn't the famous one. There was a famous one that was a Jongbi game where he cast 1 billion storms on some Terran player. I don't remember who it was, and it's been in so many different highlight reels. It's kind of crazy. So there's that. But I remember it was and I actually have a video of this on my YouTube channel of the end of that game, watching the storms go off and the crowd going absolutely ridiculous. There's free, by the way. Rainman is saying that was Nada. Nada was the one that Jongbi did the massive storms on. Oh, okay. Nice. Oh, yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that was Nada, because that's coming back to me now. But I remember the ones versus Zero very well. It wasn't quite that level, but it was still, like, ridiculous storms. Actually, I can show that. Why not? Let me pull that up here. Crowd. Alright, yeah, we can show that real quick. Yeah, here. So this is Jongbi versus Zero, and I was in the studio at the time. And look at the massive amount of storms. It's hard to tell on this video, but you can kind of see it. Right, so Zero looks. I thought he was gonna win, and then Jongbi's like, "Let me just storm your entire army." Look at that, storms everywhere. All the lurkers get obliterated. The Archons clean up. This is just massive nerd chills, though. This game at the end here. He storms the Lings for the counterattack. And everyone just goes crazy. Oh my god, I always get chills watching this. Every single time I get chills. And now they're chanting Jongbi's name. Absolutely epic. Love that. Love that clip. Anyway, alright, let's get back to this one. But anyway, so that's what I think of when I think of the massive storms. Also, I think of that moment also. Hey, Maximilian's Dagger. How you doing? The Jongbi one where you can hear the Korean girl's orgasm is versus Nada. Where is that? Let me see if I can pull that one up, actually. I think it's just, I think like the clip is just called like most storms ever, right? Or something like that. Oh, I should put in StarCraft, otherwise I'm gonna get hurricane videos. When I search for that. Alright, so let's pause this one again. So yeah, this is on Vile Attack also. Absolutely ridiculous. The spread is just ridiculous. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. There's like 8 or 9 separate storms going off within 3 or 4 seconds in different places. That is so hard to pull up. Fraudulent Psy Storm? What does that mean? It might be just mistranslation. Oh, it's the same one. Okay. Sometimes Koreans label things in English and you can't even. That one is on Vile Attack, yeah. Which I don't actually have access to Vile Attack anymore, but we were posting on Vile Attack for a while. That storm was the moment Jongbi arrived on the scene. I didn't realize that. Do you remember when, like, what Star League? Well, yeah, I mean, obviously he didn't like legit like pop into existence in his chair and cast 10 storms. Oh, who is that? Oh, I recognize him. He's another player. He's one of the teammates of one of the guys, but I don't remember who that is. He's one of those players that like never got very far, kind of, but it was on the pro league team, like a Jaehoon or something like that. It wasn't Jaehoon, but it was like one of those guys. It's got the vulture. That's interesting. It's got the vulture there to prevent GG Play from mining out the minerals to go out the back door. Kind of makes sense. There's an expansion there, unless he's gonna. Oh, okay. That's what I was like. Usually they would try and mine it out themselves to get the vulture in there, but he's like showing the vulture for some reason. It's a little bit weird. It was versus Nana in Pro League. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna mine that out. It only takes 2 SCVs to mine it out. Here comes the vulture, and he's already got the ramp blocked, so this isn't gonna happen. This isn't really gonna do anything. Yeah, he's just gonna like shoot an egg for a while. Oh, there's 3 vultures there now, actually, though. Yeah, this is not gonna accomplish much. I guess he's getting some Zergling kills now. The Zerglings are really confused. They're like, let's go run into these canisters. What is the? I don't remember what the shots are called for the vultures. Actually, something canister or something like that. You and Diggity did a commentary of it on Vile Attack. Of really? Of the Nada versus Jongbi game? Or a different one? Not really? I'm gonna... I've
not done a dual commentary in a while. This is dual commentary with myself, Multrap, and I'm commentating here.
Alright,
with,
apparently we did.
And this is going to be a very exciting match, as you can see there. This is Nada versus Jangbi, and Nada, this is the second.
Let's see what I said about them.
Between We Made Fox and Samsung Khan, and so this should be a very exciting match. In fact, we picked this match because we kind of looked through the matches from Pro League, and we're like, that one's probably going to be the most exciting one, so that's why we're doing it.
All right. So we thought it was gonna be exciting.
Step on anyone's toes who claimed the match, but do you know what map this is on? I think it looks like Andromeda right here. I know it's one of the new ones.
Yeah, I'm looking.
All right, let's see. Let's see if we can find the moment where the storms happen and see how
So Nada, man, the old-time vet.
Diggity and I reacted.
Groups of tanks, that was insane.
Okay, here it is.
As well as Blue Storm, and he's also showed good showing on Blue Storm. So I wonder how much maps. Not to say that it's only
240p.
High level, I wonder how much
240p, guys. Ugh, it's disgusting.
Fully hosed right now. Oh my gosh, he has
Nice
no
stasis
zealots
though.
to deal
Caught
with.
about.
I just said Jangbi was hosed.
Yeah, he caught several tanks. But
Boy, was I wrong, huh?
Nada's just been harassing, waiting to get maxed. Or now he's just gonna. There's just
All right, here. Let's see what happens.
And, oh my god, Jingy's gonna get raped. Oh no, storm going off! Oh my god!
Oh my goodness!
Oh my god, that was the most storm I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god, Templar for the win. Oh my god, he stunned the hell out of like 2 control groups of tanks. That was insane. Oh my goodness, with that stasis field. Oh my god. That battle, I have no idea.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Amazing.
We need to time record that because that's gonna go into Pimpus Plays 2000.
Diggity called it. Diggity called it.
That just shows you how many tanks.
He called it. He's like, that's gonna go in Pippa's plays. That has been on so many highlight reels. Diggity was so right.
Both of them obliterate each other's armies. And,
Does he actually end up winning this game?
find that science facility running
Who ends up winning?
something out of his
It looks like Jongbi ends up winning.
I know that.
well-deserved
Yeah.
storms were, oh my, they should just give Samsung the set for those storms.
That's so funny.
That was
And right moments before, I'm like, Jingbi is so dead. There's nothing he could do. He doesn't have any zealots. There's so many tanks. He's dead. And then he's just like, nope. Oh, man. Oh, man. That's so funny. It's funny that we can go back and look at my own reaction of that, too. It's kind of weird. 45,000 views on that video. I wonder if those views have built up over time. Look at this. Let's look at some of the comments, actually. 12 years ago, someone said, Moltrap's voice died. You can hear it on That Was Insane. Two months ago, someone was commenting on this 2 months ago. So people are still watching this video. 2006, till this moment, the world was fine, life was worth living it. Your reaction was epic. Awesome slow-mo at the end there. Thanks so much for doing this. Oh, I must have gone back and done a slow-mo of the storms or something like that and added onto the video. Oh my gosh. That's so fun. So most of these are 12 years ago, but some of these, it's the same guy that commented 2 months ago. He commented again 2 months ago. Passionate fans, uncomparable items, GG. Axel Av, I wonder, that sounds familiar for some reason. KT Flash, 9 years ago. I know that name. That is so funny here. Yeah, most of the comments are 12 years ago, but I guess still people are sometimes watching this video. Oh, man. Thanks for sharing that, Rain Man. Oh, man. Yeah, they do look really young. Isn't it funny? And now it's so funny to watch the pro gamers nowadays that we watched when they were all these tiny kids, and now they're like 10, 15 years older. And, oh, look at that Zergling flank, though. Almost catches all the vultures. That was pretty good. It's like you wouldn't expect the Zerglings to come in the back door. Anyway. It's funny, since I've come back like a year ago, too, and it's been doing casts on YouTube, some people have been going back and like looking at my first videos also, which are terrible, by the way. I was so bad when I first started. But so I've been getting some comments on like really old videos too. And then recently I started seeing comments on my videos from a year ago where people are just finding out that I came back recently. So that's kind of funny too. This guy and By Hero is my second tier of fave Zergs. Interesting. What do you mean second tier of favorite? Like you have a couple favorites and then like your next favorites are By Hero and GG Play? Good old Yuck. Hey, it's Rise! What's up, Rise? Speaking of the old days, how does one like Yuck? How can you not like him? Just because his name is funny. He's got a funny name. Although, actually, like, I didn't realize it at the time, but Hyuk is probably just a Korean word. It's probably supposed to be pronounced Hyuk. Or Hyuka, or something like that. What the Hyuk? Hyuk, 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 Hyuk. It's a laughable name, isn't it? Hyuk. Hyuk, Hyuk, Hyuk. It's both a name that you laugh at, and it's an onomatopoeia of a laugh. It's perfect. He was a decent player. YouTube still recommends the LOL Flash WTF clip. We were on the Pylon show. They showed that clip also, where he's like, where Flash is like, isn't that the one, right? Where he's like doing this with his cheeks. So when I remember looking, I was on the Pylon show and I was looking at my screen But I had the chat off to the side and I was checking it sometimes. And I just happened to look over at the stream and saw that they were showing that clip. The iTwitch clip, yeah. Or was it the oh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, they were showing this clip though, the flash clip where he's yanking his cheeks or whatever on the stream, which is kind of funny. If he did it, he'd win with the iTwitch. Hyuk reminds you of Milhouse from The Simpsons, the same kind of energy. I can see that. Welcome, Rinku Hero. Hyuk is the better Zerg version of Jaehoon? What does that mean exactly? Because I just remember Jaehoon as being like just kind of a random mediocre Protoss that didn't really ever accomplish anything. But he'd pop up in the round of 16 sometimes or whatever. They both had epic fails, but when they didn't, they were decent. Oh, that kind of player. Okay. I see what you're talking about. Like, it's been so long, I didn't remember that about Jaehoon, but that rings a bell. Yeah, there were some players that were, like, really good, but they would just, like, make you facepalm. Yeah, Hyuk did that sometimes, didn't he? Okay, cool. This is exciting, though. Like, I'm not paying a ton of attention to the game because we're talking about other games now, but, like, this has kind of gotten crazy with the Mutalist harassment on this game. Okay, he's got lurkers already. So, does he have lurkers at this third, though? Nope. And Iris just scanned. He sees there's no lurkers there. He's going to go in for the kill. Mutalists are almost there. He's going in. Mutalists have joined the battle. I don't think he has enough. There's no lurkers here. He needed one lurker. He morphed 3 lurkers at his main and 0 at his third. He needed 1 lurker here, and he holds this. And he didn't morph any of the lurkers over there. He still might hold, though. Oh, he's gonna lose the drones. But that's not that big of a deal, actually. He's gonna lose 4 or 5 drones, 3 sunkens. Now, if those lurkers pop, though, oh, the other lurkers are gonna come in and scare them off so they can't kill the popping lurkers. I just remembered, yeah, muta stacking in 2007 was a thing, for sure. I think it was like 2005 or 6 when they were doing, when muta stacking kind of like was invented or whatever. Random question, did you ever watch any of Greth's StarCraft videos? He does a bunch of FFA videos where he makes fun of the players, find them hilarious. Are you talking about recently or back in the day? I did watch some of Greth's videos back in the day, but not too many. I think I might have done some videos with Greth, though. At some point. I think I did a couple casts with Greth or something. But I knew Greth. We hung out on, you know, IRC or whatever. He was STGGG guy. And I think I think he's been excuse me. He's been doing some stuff recently. I talked to him like a month or 2 ago. Around the time of my previous live finals, I talked to him. So whenever that was. December or something? November? Was that in November when I did the other live finals? I don't recall. So yeah, I talked to him not that long ago, though. So he's I don't know if he's still doing it, but 2-3 months ago, Greth was doing videos again. It's a lot of lurkers. What is the quality on this video? Is it also 260, 240p? Yeah. Oh, that's just brutal. But I'm not as big of a fan. Like I don't mind people doing it. I think it's, you know, they can be really funny, but I'm not personally as big of a fan of watching those kinds of videos where it's like less serious and people are like making fun of bad players or whatever. I just don't enjoy it as much. I guess I'm a little bit of an elitist in that way, sort of. Okay, he's got Dark Swarms now too. Something else, something I just remembered on this about this series. I remember I was kind of still getting into StarCraft on this series, and I'm gonna make a confession here. Actually, it's a little bit of a confession. I don't remember which. I don't think it was this game, but one of the games here. There's a point where GG plays base is under attack, and he's chasing the Marines around in his base with lurkers and stuff, and he's doing dark. Is this actually the scene? This might be it. Hold on a second. Let's see if this is it. This might be the actual scene that I was just about to talk about, where there's a drop in his base. And he's got Dark Swarms, and he's like casting Dark Swarms trying to chase this army around. He's actually gonna get the spawning pool. It's kind of a big deal. What is he going for next? He's not going for any other tech next. He should have gone for the Defiler Mound, I think. So yeah, I think this is it. This is actually the exact scene I was thinking about, which I'll talk about in a minute. But maybe, maybe not. No, this must not be it. Is he gonna get the Spire too? He's gonna get the Spire also? Another Dark Swarm on the army. Oh, maybe this wasn't it. Anyway, there was one part in one of the games where GG Play is like chasing a Terran army around his base. He's casting Dark Swarms, and he's like, trying to get rid of the army, and the army is dodging out of the way, and you know, he's casting another Dark Swarm, and the army dodges out, and he casts another Dark Swarm. He's like chasing this army around his base basically with these Dark Swarms. And someone posted a clip of it on Team Liquid, and the clip name was like GG plays terrible Dark Swarms against Iris. Terrible, and it was like a mistranslation or a typo or something like that. I think it was supposed to be like terrifying. It was supposed to be like a good thing. But I was pretty new to StarCraft, and so I thought it meant terrible, like they were bad. And so I think I made a comment about like, yeah, he didn't even kill the army or something. You know, I made some comment about how bad it was, and one of the old elitist a-holes on Team Liquid called me out. And they may have been right to call me out, but that doesn't mean they weren't an a-hole about it. But they called me out, and they're like, you don't know StarCraft because you think this was actually bad, and you don't realize that it was a typo, and you must not know anything about StarCraft. You should quit casting because you don't know enough about the game. And I was like kind of defending myself, being like, no, you can tell that they were bad because they went right. And I kind of dug more of a hole for myself, and that was a pretty bad moment. And like in hindsight, I know I was wrong. But, like, I had my back up against the wall, and this guy was being a jerk about it, and I didn't want to back down from this guy who was, like, saying, like, I didn't know anything, and I should quit StarCraft, and basically. And so, I, like, talked back against him. And so that's my confession, is that, like, in hindsight, 14 years later, I could admit I was wrong. I was probably wrong. I don't even remember. Maybe they were bad. I don't know. But like, oh, look at that. He's going to run through the swarm, but he takes so much damage doing it, though. Oh, man. That was brutal. It was a good idea. It was a good idea by Iris. But hold on. I'm going to go back for a sec here. Because look at the amount of stuff he loses here. So here... I like this idea. Look, there's only 3 lurkers there. He pushes them too far forward. There's only 2 lurkers. Look at all the stuff he has. This is a really clever idea thinking I'm gonna run through the swarm and get past it because I think he already irradiated the Defiler. But he loses actually so much because the plague goes down also, and the lings pop out, and more lurkers come in from the Nidus Canal. That did not work out for Iris at all. He lost a lot of stuff. Team Liquid forums were annoying. Yeah. Were? No, I haven't had any problems on there lately. But Team Liquid is so different now, though. Oh, there's Zelos, by the way. Zelos and Much. I can't believe I remember them. See if I can pause on them. Zelos, Much. I'm not sure who that is. I think this may be the same guy earlier that I saw. So they're all teammates as well. I like Much. Yeah, TL, it's an esports company now. Yeah, that's a good way of doing it, saying it. They've gotten into so many games, and like, they used to be a Brood War, and then like sort of StarCraft 2 Brood War site, and now they're just like an esports site, and like Brood War is like a side thing that like no one actually posts in anymore. It's kind of interesting. Oh, I'm glad they still feature the Brood War streams on like the stream tracker and everything like that. So there's still that, but they're kind of lost their roots for sure. They've gotten big. Didn't they have their own League of Legends team? I think so. Yeah, no, Team Liquid is like, I mean, they're like one of these teams now that they have like oh, that was mine. They have a lot of teams for, they have like teams for every game now, basically. That Defiler sitting under there munching. Gets irradiated. What's he gonna do with all that energy he just munched up? I think he might have been trying to go for a plague. Let's see. I'm gonna look up on their I don't know how to tell what games they have teams for on their website. Yeah, they don't really have like a list of like what their teams are, but I know they have teams for a lot of different games now. This is epic though. Iris is just throwing armies all over the map. GG plays throwing lings all over the map with Defilers. It's too bad there's not more pixels, but they have a team for nearly every esport except Brood War. Oh no! I think that's true, isn't it? Unfortunately, there really aren't Brood War teams anymore. They just don't exist. Like the Team League in Korea is not a real team league. It's like a pickup league where the teams are like not consistent. So what are you gonna do? Oh, that clump of vessels is asking to be plagued so badly. He needs some plagues here right now. Flash's team is sponsored by a foreign fund. Okay. But his Flash's team isn't like a long-term team, is it? It's like a temporary team, right? That's what it was last season, at least. I think I heard something. I like saw a tweet or something like that they were gonna be. They were hoping to make it more consistent teams, or like maybe it was just some pro gamer was like saying that it should be more consistent teams, but. At least all the Korean pro players are able to stream all the time and make money off of streaming and still be basically pro players. They play. If you watch any of the Korean streamers, basically all the Korean pros are streamers now, and they all look at all those swarms. Get some plagues on those. Jesus, look at the swarms. Just swarms in the middle of the map. GG Play is actually playing extremely well. I don't know if I don't even know if I knew enough about StarCraft to realize how good this was back in the day. Because I didn't start watching pro play until like 3 to 6 months, maybe 9 months at the most before this game. Like late 2006 or something like that. It's one of the coaches, I think. There's a nice plague on some tanks. He's dropped tanks behind. That's really interesting. There goes the Scourge. Yeah, I think he's gonna lose this base though. Does not have a Nidus. Oh, he's got a Nidus on the low ground. Zerglings clean up plague tanks so well. Maybe one day AI will go back and improve the visual quality of these old videos. I don't want to give too many details. I don't want to make any promises. But let's just say that that could be a possibility soon. Hopefully. Something is being worked on right now. But it may be a long time before it's able to actually make it work. And it may not work at all. But yeah, that's a thought. That's actually an idea Diggity gave me. That I've been trying to work on a little bit with some people. Look at all those vessels. It's got vessels to spare. Scourge don't matter. But look at all the swarms everywhere. Those Zerglings are just like immortal. There's so many. Oh my god! Look at all the swarms. There's the plague. There's the plague I was looking for. He's irradiating. Look at that. He used an irradiated defiler to consume the other irradiated defiler to try and cast one more swarm. How cool is that? He's like, well, you're gonna die anyway. You're irradiated, so I'm gonna eat you so I can cast another spell before I die of irradiation. 240p VODs are more for nostalgia, but the HD Brood War matches would be nice. Yeah, for sure. And I have some, I have tried to ask around to see if I could get like the old replays or the old footage or something like that. I just don't know the right people, unfortunately, anymore. I should have asked years ago when I worked for OGN. I should have asked them about that. Ultralusts are out now. This is insane. This game is insane. Oh, he lost 9 o'clock though. So GG plays only on 3 or 4 bases right now. And there's still so many vessels he can irradiate everything. He can irradiate everything. So I think Iris just has this because Iris has 4 bases also. I wonder if anyone got rid of an irradiated muta by eating it with a defiler to save the other mutas. Maybe. You would actually, to do that, you would still have to pull it out from the group, I think. In which case, it's already out of the group, so you're not really gaining much. I mean, you're gaining the energy, I guess, but that's something that's been interesting about doing these older games from like 2004 and 5 is that irradiates were actually not as powerful back then. Before muta clumping. Oh, he's got the mutas. He's gonna try and kill the plagued vessels. One shot can kill 2 or 3 vessels. This drop, yeah, okay. I think GG Play is gonna die here. But if he's got fully upgraded Ultralisks, you can never underestimate that. Okay, he's got a plague. He's got a swarm. Yeah, he's just losing all the drones there. It's nuts how replays didn't leak. Kespa had assassins watching StarCraft people and would kill them if they were about to upload a replay. Wow. So GG Play is not looking great. Alright, let's see. Where's game 3? Where's game 3? I know game 3 was linked to on the other one, so... Right? Isn't it below this one? Here's game 3. So I think the way Kespa did it was, I mean, none of the tournament games were played on any private computers. They were the programmers had to go in and bring their keyboards in and hook them up to the tournament computers, right? So there's no way, like, unless while they're on camera, the pro gamers were going to slip in a flash drive, which didn't exist in 2007. Or they were not as prevalent, I guess. Maybe they probably existed, but like, unless they were going to try and steal, like, download or something, like, on that computer, that wasn't going to work. And probably you couldn't even, they probably weren't even hooked up to the internet. It was probably LAN only. So it was a very controlled situation when the tournament games were played on those computers. But the teams were also very strict. If you leaked replays from your team's practice, you would get kicked off the team and probably blacklisted. It was also very strict. So they were just very, very, very strict about controlling the replays back then. I've heard that there were some that got leaked here and there, but... Oh, but that's what I was going to say. I actually... the guy from StarCast TV, who his nickname is Cruiser, I think. He runs StarCast TV, which is a really cool YouTube channel, by the way. He does small show matches where he pays current pro gamers, like StarCraft players, to play show matches, basically. And then gives the replays to casters. And I've been on his channel a few times. Anyway, he got me some replays that were leaked before, and I didn't know where to find them. He found some old replays. So I have to look through them, see if there's some good ones. But I'm hoping there's some old tournament games that I can recast in HD, like in remastered. So that would be, that's another cool thing to do. But I bet somewhere there's some archives with the old videos or something like that could be republished at a higher quality or something along those lines. Because these are all 240p, and usually the most you would see would be 480p. Okay, this is 480p, which is beautiful, beautiful, stunning quality 480p. But I'll bet the original, like, you know, videotapes are still around somewhere in some archives, in OGN's archive somewhere. But there's no one knows how to access them. And I asked a few people on, like, that I knew if they knew how to get to the right people, but no one ever replied to me. So I just don't have the connections to look into it anymore. And I don't know if the replays exist somewhere, maybe. If we could get the replays, especially now that OGN is shutting down, you know. From what OSL is this VOD? This is from the 2007 DAUM OSL Finals, DAUM. But you're right, though. Even after the whole rant, you're right, Entus, that it is pretty ridiculous that things didn't leak more over the years. Oh, he's gonna scout the 2 barracks, and it's not really a proxy. It's more like forward. It's a forward barracks. What is his map name? I don't remember the name of this map, but I remember this map has a weird, like, lane up the middle. Hitchhiker. If I remember correctly, this map has like a... FakeFin remembered it. It has a lane up the middle and then like side routes across the map too, if I remember correctly. So he's like a little bit forward, but he's also just blocking a choke, basically. But anyway, GG Play sees this coming, so he can react. Oh, this was on ladder recently? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought it was just an old school map. I mean, it is an old school map, but I didn't realize they brought it back into play recently. Risk your career prize money in the place where you sleep to leak a replay? No. Yeah. Yeah, there wasn't really a reason to, for sure. So this is really interesting to see this because, like, you know, we saw Yellow die to this in 2005, not that long ago, and now we're seeing GG play versus it in 2007, and it's been, you know, maybe it's been figured out more, and so GG Play is able to respond more effectively against this kind of a play. Yeah, because especially, you know, the people who might want to like get paid to leak the replays or whatever would probably be the practice partners. Like if you're an A-teamer, there's no reason to leak your replays because then you're just hurting your own chances of success, basically. because you're hurting your direct teammates that are on your team. But yeah, if you're a practice partner, you probably lived in the team house. I had no idea this was on the ladder recently. That's kind of cool. Checking to see if I missed anything, any alerts or whatever. I'm gonna be right back. Just give me 15 seconds. I'm gonna grab a root beer to sip on while I'm watching. I'll leave the game running.
예, 지금 타이밍이 굉장히 빠르거든요. 아주 빨리 봐야 돼요. 뒤쪽에 팩토리 짓는 거 좀만 더 올라가면 되거든요. 변형태 유도를 해야 됩니다. 지금 센터 쪽에 바리케이드 지금 못 보게 하고 있어요. 변형태가. 가난한 투베럭이었음에도 불구하고 팩토리를
Everyone banned it, so it was played like 3 times. That's kind of funny. Here we go. Here's the push. He's gonna have 4 sunkens. Are they gonna be up in time though? 4 sunkens is enough if he has Zerglings. 3 sunkens. Is he actually gonna attack though? Or is he gonna wait? Is this a fake push? I mean, it's not a fake push. It's one of the worst maps in pro gaming. Is it really just really imbalanced or something? Let me look up the stats. Oops. He's still acting like he's gonna push in here. Right, maps. Hitchhiker. Let's see. It's pretty even map percentage wise. 51% TVZ, 53% ZVP, 57% PVT, and that's in like pro play in the Korean scene in 2006 and 7. It was in a lot of tournaments. It was played in like every tournament in 2007. Look at that. Several. It was basically for all of 2007. It was one of the main maps. I always got tanks. Okay, so this is like a delayed siege push, basically, or not delayed, but were there any finals that took place on Lost Temple? I think there was, because Lost Temple was like one of the only maps in like the early days. It was like one of the competitive maps in like 2001 or something like that. So I'm sure there were some finals played. Sieging up now. That 1 tank is gonna slowly pick away. Okay, so what is he buying time for? When you see the Zergs just making 1 billion sunks like this, they're buying time. What is he buying time for? What tech is he getting? He's got mutas. Is that it? He's just waiting for mutas? It's gotta be more than that, right? He's gonna try and pick off some reinforcements. Yep. Remember, Iris is up 2-0 right now, so GG Play is fighting for his life. Alright, root beer ratings. IBC over Barks over A&W over Mug. I think I like Barks. I don't know if I've had IBC recently. I usually don't get your normal name brand ones though. I'll get like the hippie brands or whatever usually. So I shop at hippie, not like super hippie, but like I'll get like Sky Cola or something like that, which is like a sort of an off brand. But right now, I mean, this is like kind of perfect that there's this straight lane that the Mutas can just camp the middle of the lane and pick off reinforcements. That tank is just racking up building kills though. Look at that. Look at all the empty spots in the ground. He could probably just go in and attack now Could Irish just go in and attack right now? GG Play doesn't have anything. He's got 2 Sunks, he's got no Lings, he's got very few Mutalisks. Actually, well, that's a decent flock. But this is actually Henry Weinhardt's root beer, which it says gourmet soda. It's kind of like, it's a little bit expensive, but it's kind of a little bit nicer than like your normal canned root beer. Here he goes. He's going in. He gets the 1 sunken. He can harass the gas now, but he's taking too much damage. All right, he's gonna clean it up. Cleans it up. No drone losses, by the way. I don't think he lost a single drone, except for making sunkens, of course. For ginger beer to root beer. I hear that. I have friends that have a lot of Bundaberg ginger beers. Even more hippie than Weinhardt's, I think. But I'm just not a fan of ginger beer for some reason. The counterattack is deadly. GG Play had nothing back at home. All of his Marines were forward, so when they died, he had nothing to defend. There's the GG Play fans. They're excited. Alright, this is but this is right here, this is one sung two bae, and this is like 1 win 2 loss basically, so that's telling his record in the series. Look at that giant banner. I love the giant crowds at the Star League finals. Those are just always epic to attend. It's too bad we can't have crowds anymore, at least not for now. Alright, let's see, game 4. Which year had the biggest crowd? I don't know. That's a good question. Uh-oh, it's Money Hall, guys! It's Money Hall! We're gonna get to see a game on Money Hall! This map is great. They're pointing out the fan club cheer team leaders there. There was a Pro League Finals with 100K crowd in 2004. Jesus. Crowd? Not like watching online? 100,000 people live? That would be ridiculous. That's like you don't even get that size crowds for like professional football games in America usually. It's not maybe for a Super Bowl they could pull it off. I don't know if they sold that many tickets. Let's see if I can Google it. Probably not. Let's see. There was a Reddit thread about it a few years ago. What was the largest StarCraft crowd? This is StarCraft 2. And it's showing a pretty small crowd at like BlizzCon or something like that. Yeah. I don't know what would be the largest one. Here's a crowd shot from Pro League Finals from 2009 or 2010, but that wasn't even that big. Hey, it's Stork, who's actually was the 3rd place winner of this OSL, by the way. He beat Flash in the 3rd place match. Remember, this was a time when everyone was like, "Oh, Flash is just a cheeser. He's not that great." Before everyone knew that he was the best ever. So. Yeah, I don't. It's hard to. I don't know how I would even Google that. Free entry. That makes sense. Makes sense. I'm surprised though in 2004 it was that big, because I thought it wouldn't have been that big until a few years later. I didn't realize it was that huge in 2004. I mean, 2004 was when you had like Boxer Uv finals and stuff like that, so it was definitely big. It was a big deal. It was a lot of hype, but like that's kind of 100,000 is crazy. I think. I mean, the Star League finals that I've been to probably only had maybe 5,000 people. I went to League of Legends World Finals in LA, and they sold out the Staples Center, which was the LA Lakers basketball team arena, and that was like 10 or 12,000 people or something like that. The largest crowd I ever saw for a StarCraft 2 tournament in Korea was like 500 people. There was never ever those kinds of crowds in Korea for StarCraft 2. Probably the biggest StarCraft 2 crowd would have had to have been at like a BlizzCon or something like that. But I remember right before I left Korea going to a GSL finals, and like it was in like a movie theater, and there was like 100 people, 200 max or something like that. They had the first StarCraft 2 OSL. When they switched the OSL to StarCraft 2, I got to cast that with Doa, I think. And they had that in a college basketball stadium or something like that, and it was empty. They had this whole area, and like I don't think they showed crowd shots because there was just no one in the crowd. And there was still like maybe a few hundred people in the crowd. It wasn't like empty, but it was like kind of sad. Will there ever be a StarCraft 3? No. I don't think so. Because StarCraft, everyone that ever worked on StarCraft 1 and 2 is no longer at Blizzard. And B, like, RTSs don't make a ton of money compared to other kinds of games. So now that Activision is complete control over Blizzard, I don't see it happening. Is he mining out? Oh, he's mining out his... Wait, I haven't even maintained... Is that a proxy hatchery? I haven't been paying attention. Hold on. I gotta catch up to this. Hold on. We've been talking about crowds and stuff. Is that a proxy hatchery? It is. This is Monty Hall, and he's insane. He's put a proxy hatchery. He's trying to put sunken colonies next to the minerals so he can't mine out his own middle lane. This is insane. Alright, I'm gonna pause. This is crazy enough. I'm gonna pause this for a second too. Oh, he just used a depot to glitch through the minerals to get a scout in. It's nice. But yeah, just to finish that thought. Yeah, basically what Doso said. RTS no longer makes money. Activision wants money. It's essentially what it is. So StarCraft 3, I think, is never going to happen. Not only that, but StarCraft 2 wasn't even, like, that successful. Like, it was big. It still is kind of big. But, like, it never blew up. StarCraft 2 never really made a lot of money for them. It never became a huge game. Never came anywhere near the popularity of any of the big name games, you know, your Fortnites, your Robloxes, your any of those other big names, basically. So, like, maybe if StarCraft 2 had done really well and there was a lot of demand, they might, but I just don't see it happening. So, in my opinion, I don't think there will ever be a StarCraft 3. There's gonna be a snow giant. That's the spiritual successor to StarCraft, I think, in the future.
아주 극단적인 플레이들도
You haven't heard about that. It's a
옛날하고 달라졌어요.
new RTS.
아, 스파이어
Actually, I don't even know if is the company Snow Giant or is the game Snow Giant or is it both. But basically, a bunch of people that used to work on StarCraft have now formed their own company outside of outside of Activision, and they're going to be trying to make a tier 1
그렇죠. 3의 처리인 데다가
RTS. I think in a couple years or something like that.
변형태 선수가
Been a lot of hype about it lately, but I'm not getting too hyped up until it gets a little closer to release, you know. Then we'll see.
직진으로 가는 거예요. 다이렉트로요.
저그가 너무 부유합니다. 물론 테란도 더블 커맨드 있지만은 예, 가디언의 지금 취약한 상태로 출발하는
Hey, we got almost 20 people in here.
감통상으로
We got some coaches. Can't sit still. They're standing up on the sides.
현재 경기에
Anxious.
반영하는 그런 이재균 감독은 건들건들 하고 있고요. 예.
I believe those are Iris's team's coaches, but I'm not sure.
가디언 상태를 변형
Translated from Korean 2005 Pro League Wikipedia page. Estimate number of spectators entering the Gwangali final about 120,000.
게 무서운 점이에요.
However, there's an opinion it was less than 100,000.
뭐가 약한지 뭐에 취약한 다
It was less than 100,000 in the Sky Pro League 2004 final. Thank you for finding that. I had no idea where to find that information.
스위게스. 그렇죠.
That's crazy.
김주정은 이렇게 아무
That is crazy.
테라인 작전.
Let me see if I can find a picture of it.
아무튼 노출한데요. 자세를 갖추는 게 이렇게 무서워지는 거예요.
좀 더 이제 경기를 지켜봐야겠습니다만 이런 형태로 플레이했을 때 저그가 다 이겼기 때문에 어쨌든 현재 분위기는 김주영 선수의 분위기가 나쁘지 않다는 겁니다.
그렇죠. 네. 그러나 저그가 이렇게 플레이를 나름대로 극단적으로 플레이를 할 수 있음에도 불구하고 그냥 더블 커맨드를 한 변형태. 예, 마재윤 선수와
The Mutalisks are out.
연습을 좀 할 수도 있었던 거 아니겠습니까? 그럼요.
Let's see, I found an old article. There's no picture on the article. Oh, this article.
가디언을
This is an article from
잡게 되면 너무 늦거든요.
a Korean
예, 잡을 만한
newspaper from 2005. Hold on a second. We gotta watch these Mutalisks destroying some SCVs. GG Play fans are excited about that. He is. Look at it. He's just back in this corner. Iris can't do anything about this. There's no turrets back there.
애들을 노리고 나오기 때문입니다.
Excuse me.
정해진
Google 2004 Sky Pro League Grand Finals crowd and go to images. Since you type that, I can just highlight it and right click and do Google search. Go to images. Wait, hold on a second. Look at this. Wait, Google it. This is what it shows. 65,000. What? So, oh, this is something else. This is something else. This is a completely different thing. What is the Super League Grand Final? Is that the same thing? Yeah, this is this is a freaking what is this? Like cricket or something? I don't even know. It doesn't matter. All right, let's go to images. What? Damn. There we go. Look at this. What the heck? Where's the image? There we go. Ah, stop. Oh, it's like a 300 pixel image, so that's why I can't make it any bigger. All right, but that is pretty insane though. Ah, don't do that. That is a pretty insane crowd. This is on my second monitor, so it's being really wonky. Anyway, you get the idea though. But that's a lot of people. But yeah, here's this article. He is still back there. Okay, now he's flying out. But it's because of the buildings. Like Iris's SimCity is stopping him from actually doing anything. And this is all after a proxy hatchery with Sunkens to stop him from going up the middle of the map. He's morphing Guardians at the proxy hatchery. What is going on?
가디언 올인이 아니라는 것이 지금 변혁태 선수에게 압박입니다.
또저 전진의 처리에
Wraiths?
에그도 분명히 뭐 히드라일 테고.
I mean, Wraiths are good against Guardians, but not if there's Mutas around still.
예.
He's gonna have to cancel some of those.
위에서 저 머리 메딕을 잃으면 안 돼요.
아무튼 시간은 좀 벌었습니다.
There's an Overlord right there, too.
아주 부분적으로 또 가디언 몇 대가 됐어요.
And Hydralisk. Okay, he's making Hydras to protect the Guardians from the Wraiths. This is a perfect little combo.
그러면서 탱크까지도 지금 필요하기 때문에 아주 총체적인
But yeah, I'm looking at this article from a Korean newspaper. It says about 120,000 people gathered at the Gwangali beach in Busan over the weekend to watch the largest StarCraft game of the season, the finals between KTF and SK Telecom in the Sky Pro League 2005.
아주 뭐 명품 조합이에요. 이 조합
Wow.
맞추기가 힘들지만은
Here come the Guardians.
3개스를 가져갔는데 이런 조합이 나오는 겁니다.
Does he have Cloak? I don't think it matters. He's got the Overlords there, but they are slow. He's trying to pick off the Overlords. He must be researching Cloak, otherwise he wouldn't be targeting the Overlords like this hardcore. He'd be trying to take pot shots at the Guardians, I think. There's even a Devourer. Oh, it almost fired, but didn't. This is over, I think. I don't know how Iris defends this. I mean, he's got a lot of Marines. A lot of Marines can actually accomplish a lot in this situation. Especially with Stim. The Guardians are there. The Hydras protect the Guardians from the Wraiths. The Guardians fend for themselves against the Marines. He's got too many Guardians. If this was like 4 Guardians, he might be able to fend this off. But it's like 10 Guardians. What do you do against this? Especially with the one Devourer there. Put the purple jam all over the the Wraiths. Okay, he's gonna have to retreat actually. See, okay, see, like I said, Marines can do a lot.
김주영 선수가 너무 무리해서 공격을 할 때는 이용을 해가지고 탱크도 되도록이면 좀 확보를 하고요. 어쨌건 히드라만 다 제압을 하고 레이스를 몇 기만 남기면은
Guardians Hydras, old school. Oh, thank you for the host, Coach People League. Host and raid, much appreciated.
침착하게 대응을 잘하고 있는 느낌입니다.
CPL. Welcome everybody. If you are just joining in with the CPL crowd, we are watching some old school StarCraft, and we've been watching the Dom OSL finals from 2007. This is GG Play versus Iris Game 4 on the lovely map of Monty Hall. So yeah, we're watching some old Kespa stuff. And this is supposed to be an amazing series, and it has been so far. We've watched a few games already. But I was talking with Diggity about this not long ago, and he said this is one of his favorite series, and I couldn't even remember what the series was like. So we're watching it together and watching some old school StarCraft, talking about the old days. We were just talking about old crowds as well. How I guess there was over 100,000 people at the Pro League finals in 2004. Because when they show the crowd shots, there's like thousands of people watching this finals in this like outdoor arena. It's pretty cool. Hey, Cake Sauce. Good to see you. Thanks for your GSL cast back in the day. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Good to see you streaming. Yeah. I'm not doing not really doing any StarCraft 2 stuff these days though.
이런 압박 속에서는 지금 특유의 난전이 안 나오고 있거든요.
Oh, look at all those lurkers. I mean, GG Play's got 4 gases, right? So he can afford to just make whatever ridiculous stuff he wants, basically. So again, if you guys are just joining in, well, I'm gonna talk more about that in a minute because we're about to see some epic battle, I think. Oh, he's gonna go in slow. So this is a show that I'm doing regularly every Wednesday evening and Saturday afternoon. We're doing VODs and Chill. We watch old StarCraft games, and instead of casting the games, we're just chilling out, hanging out, talking about them, talking with people in chat about the games, but also sometimes we get off on tangents and we end up, you know, talking about other random stuff related to StarCraft or gaming in general while we're watching the game. So it's just kind of a little hangout and enjoying some very, very old school StarCraft. He's even got Defilers now. Oh man, one swarm and this is over. Sounds like you might be getting more CPL raids in your future then. Sounds rad. Is the Wednesday night a CPL time slot? I don't know their schedule. There's the consume. All he needs is one swarm. There's the swarm. It's over. It is over. A swarm with 5 lurkers under it on top of the barracks. Guardians coming in from behind. Even Hydras. This is ridiculous. Raid someone after each day on Tuesday and Wednesday. Cool. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much again. When the CPL started this last season, a bunch of people wanted me to join. They kept like actually like not just like one person was like, "Oh, you should join it." Like people were bugging me, and I was like, "I don't have the time. I don't have the time." So, but I think I know some people that are participating. You should. It's real fun. I know, but I don't have the time. Especially right now, because I'm doing some work for. I'm one of the producers for online science festival. It's at the end of March, and so guess what? It's almost March, so like the next month is gonna be the busiest time for me, basically. So, but I just got too much stuff going on. So we got a tie game now. If you've never seen, you don't have to play games at all. How do you join a StarCraft league and not play games? All right, let's see if we got game 5 here. Where's the game 5 link? I can just search for it. All right, here's game 5. Nice, juicy 47-minute VOD here. Just be moral support. I don't even have time to give moral support. Starliga Finals. I don't know who does that. Who is this? Is this one of the casters that does this voice at the beginning? Not the song, but like, yeah, when he says "Dom Starleague Finals," I wonder who that is. There are people in it just for the social experience too. Or I could buy you a cast with me. Sure, sometimes. Like I said, I don't have like a ton of time, but if you want me to do it sometimes, sure. Just, you can whisper me on Twitch if you want. You can email me. I'm on Discord. Let me know. But probably not until April. Because like I said, March is going to be really, really busy. How epic is this, though? Look at their faces. Look at their faces, by the way. This is the first time either of these players has ever been to a Star League Finals. And they're both 1 win away from winning a championship. After beating some of the best players in history, basically. They're focused, but there's like a little bit of nervousness there as well. Look at the sigh on Iris there. The focus on Gigi. This is just... I love the emotional hype on these. Okay, wait, now what is this? Is this 240p? Hold on, I'm gonna see if there's a 480p version of this. Like on Navake or something like that. Cause that's the Vile Attack version. Vile SC2, this is a hype. Day 9 did an analysis of it in Day 9 Daily. That's kind of cool. Or a game on Python? Oh, never mind. Maybe it's not the finals. Game 5 on Python. Is this someone's casting it? It's a Korean name. 200 views. 480p. Alright, well this is 480p. Looks like it's the same game. Although the quality doesn't actually look better. Let me check on Team Liquid, see if Navake did it.
개인으로서의 모습이 바로 전 경기에 나타났죠. 변혁태 선수가 싸움을싸울수록 강해지는
So that'll be, it won't be great quality, but it'll be better maybe. Let's see, Dom OSL, game list. This is the game on Python. VOD. All right, hold on. So I don't know whose this is. Let's go ahead and we'll watch the one on Navake. Unmute it. Unpause it. Okay, this seems a little bit louder. We don't need to watch this intro for the 5th time. So let me know if it's too loud. Can't spoil 14-year-old VODs. Well, I mean, that's the thing, is the VODs are so old that some people haven't seen these before. Well, anyway, on this series, we've only got one game left. Part of the reason why the channel rules are no spoilers, though, is because sometimes we do events. Like over the last weekend, we did an event where with the IOPS OSL finals, and that was something where I casted the entire Star League from start to finish. So people were watching it specifically who had never seen it before. And so I wanted them to have that hype about not knowing who was going to win for the finals, you know, basically. So, if you can avoid it, no spoilers, please. Yeah, see? Someone says, like, Rinku's like, yeah, I don't know who wins, prefer not to know. Because it gives it, if you've never seen it before, it gives it a little bit more hype to not know beforehand, right? So, sometimes it's impossible to avoid, but... because it's a lot of the games that I've been watching lately are like so old that no one is, most of the time people haven't seen them unless they're super old school. Is this a fake bunker rush? I don't think there's no Marines coming. There's no other SCVs. I think he's just faking them out. He invested 100 minerals, which he's gonna get 75 back when he cancels it, to force those drones to muck around. And I think, yeah, GG Play sees it. He's like, alright, there's nothing here. I'm gonna go back to mining. You're not gonna finish that bunker. Calling your bluff. Yeah, this is gonna be a long game, so I'm excited about it. That must be, so that's free. Sitting next to the old guy. The old guy must be GG Play's dad. I bet that's who it is. Or wait. Crap, who was... No, Free was on Iris's team. Right? I have to look it up. What team was GG Play on? He was on the Stars. Okay. Wait, what team was Iris on? Were they on the same team? They weren't on the same team, were they? It says he was on Air Force Ace, but he was, who did he play for before that? Okay, he was on CJ before. Okay, yeah. So, Free, okay, so Free is on the team with GG Play, actually. So that must have been GG Play's dad that they showed, the old guy. Because he was sitting next to Free, so he was on the Stars bench. Iris was CJ. Fake Finn remembers. Fake Finn remembers more about these old stuff than I do. It's been a long time. It's been a long time though. But it's amazing how much I do remember. Just random stuff. Like I recognized Much earlier, right? And I was like, oh, that's Much, and that's Zealous. You know, even though, you know, I haven't seen Much or cast a game with Much in it for 12 years or something like that. But I was just like, back in 2007 to like 11, my brain was so into StarCraft. Every moment, every second. There's Zelos again. Who is that guy? I know him. I recognize him, but I don't remember who he is. Good friend is a nice nick for a pro gamer. It is. What's your guys' favorite nickname for a pro gamer, and why is it Hyuk? Just kidding. I actually don't know what the answer would be for me for that question. It's hard to come up with a good answer too, because the names are so associated with the players. It's easy to be like, oh, I love Stork, it's a great name, just because I like Stork as a player. But what's a good? Let's see. Sexy? Was there a StarCraft player named Sexy? I wouldn't be surprised. There was a lot of random words that were just random English words that were people's IDs. Like Iris, for example. GG Play is a good name. I don't think it's the best, but it's kind of a fun name. It's like GG Play. It's like, I don't know. He's another hero? Okay. Yeah, Larva versus Queen was a funny match, because then it was like, they're both Zerg units playing against each other. And they're both the top Zerg, so it's appropriate. Oh. Guess the SCV. That's handy. That's actually really useful if you can get the SCV. There's no possibility of building a bunker or anything like that there. Sexy was most prominent in the Sonic era? What was the Sonic era? I love Kingdom as a name. He was really good at a lot of great storylines. Yeah, Kingdom is good too. I like that. I like that name. Cause it's evocative of like, you're not just one player. You're like the product of a group effort kind of a thing. Sonic era is post-cast, but oh, okay. Yeah, I basically didn't watch StarCraft during that era at all. I maybe saw like 3 to 5 games total of StarCraft 1 and 2 during that whole era. Because when I got back from Korea, I was so burnt out on esports. Because I just had a lot of native experiences in Korea, actually. That's a whole other long story. But I was so burnt out that I just couldn't, I just had to like check out altogether and just completely go the opposite direction of esports and just not think about esports for years after that. So it was only like a couple years ago when I was able to kind of like get back into esports a little bit, start watching some games here and there and that kind of thing. I actually learned my pre-2018 knowledge from Wikipedia. Wikipedia is great, man. I learned a lot from that. I was glancing at my phone. I just got a text from Diggity about something. All right, so this push is moving out, but GG Play is prepared for it. He's got lurkers already. Oh, he's got stop lurkers! Oh, he's baiting him in with the mutas. Oh no! Oh, that's epic. I mean, he actually didn't get as many Marines as he could have, but that's still pretty huge. And now the tank siege deputy is actually falling back with the lurkers. That was like 10 free Marine kills. That was really good. Mr. Darcy is here, is on YouTube, by the way, if you guys can't see. I'm simulcasting on YouTube and Twitch. There's only a couple people watching on YouTube, though. But I can see the chat from both. I mean, you guys can see the chat on the screen, too, but... Says, Hots killed SE2 and Brood War viewership, too. Oh. Yeah, by the time Heart of the Swarm came out, I was gone. I don't think I watched a single pro game of Heart of the Swarm, basically. Maybe 1 or 2, because I had a friend that I met in Korea that I hung out with a couple times. That he was like, "Oh, let's watch some StarCraft," and I watched a couple games, but I don't even know what units came out in Heart of the Swarm. Basically, I know nothing about that whole period. Ever gonna visit Korea again one day? It sounds like a nice place to visit. Maybe. If I did, it would probably be because I know Korea pretty well. Oh, the scan wore off. He still is able to, oh my god, look at all those lurkers! There's so many lurkers! Tell you, the tanks are screwed, but he's able to fall back the Marines at least. That's a lot of Marines too. Jeez, the macro in this game is insane for both of these players. Does GG play have, he has 3 bases up, does he have 4? I think he only has 3. I think it's an Overlord in the top right corner on the mini-map. They're showing that he's not blocking the ramp though, with any lurkers or anything like that. Oh, here we go. There's nothing here. If he loses a third, that's really bad for GG play. It's morphing lurkers, bringing in Lings and Marine, Lings and Mutas. Chasing the drones. The drones are dead. Oh, Muta's taking some free damage. That's kind of bad. This is not looking good for GG play. But Iris gets cleaned up. Let's check real quick, see what Diggity is texting me. Oh, my phone is almost dead. I gotta plug it in also. Okay. Let's talk about something else. We've been playing some Starbound lately. If you guys are not familiar, Starbound is like a 2D side-scroller Minecraft, basically. Except you can go to space. That's why it's called Starbound. You can go to different planets and stuff like that. So it's pretty fun. So Diggity and I have been playing Starbound. It's been pretty fun. It's a very chill game. Nothing to do with StarCraft though. Even though you can craft in Starbound, you can craft things. It's got a crafting system. But you know, whatever. More refined Terraria. Yeah, I've never played Terraria, but I've seen it, and it looks to be very similar, right? You're lucky Swarmhost is the worst unit in StarCraft history. I do know what Swarmhosts are, actually. I'm aware of them, but because they're still in the game, right? They're just not used ever. Because there's a StarCraft 2 streamer that I watch pretty regularly called Livy B. And she's a master Zerg. I think she was Grandmaster before. And I heard her talking about Swarm hosts like a little bit ago. They're still used as of last year. So yeah, Livy B was talking about how Swarm hosts are just too bad to use basically. So she never uses them because like when I started playing a game where she's like, you know what, I never use Swarm hosts. I'm gonna try and use them, and she used them, and she was like, this is why I don't use them. They're too bad. No more root beer. Did Klazart, Cholera, or Rise die? It's entirely playstyle? Okay. Fair enough. As far as I know Rise is not dead. As of an hour ago, he was in the chat. Klazart, I'm pretty sure isn't dead. I haven't talked to him in a long time, but I've cyber stalked him a little bit. Because I know his real name, and I looked him up, and he seems to be doing well, but I haven't talked to him. Oh. These Marines are kind of stranded, but they're getting some kills. Cholera, I have no idea if he's dead. If he died of cholera or anything else. I haven't talked to him or even heard anything about him in 10, 11 years at least. So I don't know where cholera is. He's probably not dead. But I don't know what he's up to though. I tried to look him up, and Cholera, I do know Cholera's real name, but his real name is like kind of common. So like, you know, it's like looking up John Doe. Like, you look up John Doe, you're gonna find a million people with that name, so you can't really know what any one particular John Doe is up to. Is John Doe actually really that common of a name, or is it just used as a generic common name, even though it's not actually that common? Colorado City was going to med school. He was going to grad school, but I don't think it was med school. But I don't want to say, because I don't know if he ever made that public, so I don't, like, it's not my place to say anything about his personal life if I'm not certain that he said it. So it's a generic name that isn't actually taken often, so you can use it as anonymous, basically. Yeah. Like, I've never actually met a John Doe. It's probably a name that no one would ever name their kid John if their last name was Doe anymore, because it's become synonymous with anonymity, and it's kind of a generic thing. Look at this. He's all the way into Iris's natural with dark swarms. Look at these swarms. These are actually beautiful swarms, by the way. Like, you never see Zergs do swarms this effectively very often, where he's just layering them all the way into the base, getting them into crucial places. It's very impressive play, actually. Again, like, when I watched this the first time, I didn't really know enough about StarCraft meta to be able to judge how good this was. And now that I'm watching again, it's pretty amazing. Jiggity, I think, had a better understanding of this game than I did at this time. And the pro meta, so he was probably able to better kind of understand how good it was. I wonder what Dark Swarms actually are. How do they stop bullets? It's a good question. Well, they're swarms, right? So it's probably bugs, right? It's probably like a swarm of bugs. And I think the reason they don't stop bullets, but they cause you to miss. Because that's actually what's happening in the game engine. Oh, I think this is the moment we were talking about before, by the way. With the terrible Dark Swarms. Let's see here. There's one swarm. He hides another swarm. Look at this. He's trying to chase the Marines out down the ramp, but they're going south. He chases them south. These Marines just can't get away from the Dark Swarms. Oh, he gets a vessel. Look at that. He gets more Dark Swarms down on the lurkers by a supply line. Beautiful. This is the moment that I was talking about before. If you guys were here earlier, which was clipped as like the terrible Dark Swarms, which were supposed to be like terrifying or like terrible in a good way, and I just didn't understand it. I just didn't understand how good it was. Look at that. The Marines just can't go. They cannot get anywhere and get a beat on those drones. The swarms and lurkers are everywhere. Beautiful. But he is still keeping GG play on 3 bases, though, is crucial here. Iris is on 2. I think Iris is getting a 3rd base. But he needs to actually like kill this base and do some damage for it to count. It's not sticking. Okay, there's the 3rd base actually getting attacked. Iris has the mineral only. Okay, yeah, I didn't see the 3rd base. That's the mineral only. Another swarm. Plagued vessels. He's gonna split his Scourge perfectly. We'll see. Nope. Oh. Yeah, he gets 3 vessels instead of 4, but that's okay. Or maybe he got 4. I didn't see how many there were. This game has gotten scrappy. This game has gotten scrappy. Where there's stuff everywhere. This is the part of the game where the Terran is just dropping everywhere they can because they know it's hard for the Zerg to deal with it. The Zerg is like casting swarms and trying to go everywhere on the map. And it just gets crazy. This is the truth, and this is a great game 5 because this kind of a game is the true test of a pro gamer's skill. Because, you know, you can have gamers beat gamers that are better than them if they practice their build order and get their execution down perfectly, and they just execute the build order perfectly. When the game is this scrappy, you actually have to have so much more awareness. There is no way to plan for this. There is no way to follow a build order in this situation. You just have to be a good player, period, in general, in order to deal with kind of a situation and be everywhere on the map and be thinking about every part of the map and be thinking 3 steps ahead of like all these crazy situations. It's insanity. It's insanity. This is what I love about StarCraft. It's just thinking about the amount of skill and concentration and knowledge that it takes to function at this high of a level as a player is mind-boggling. And just watching these players actually able to pull off this level of play is just incredible. And that's why StarCraft is such a great game, because you can't get this level of intensity of concentration and skill in almost any other game. There's just not as much going on. And I'm not saying it's like better because it's more complicated. There's a lot of factors, but you know, you cannot have this much brain power devoted to any other esport, basically. It's insane. Can't even see the supplies. Yeah. Yeah, we're pretty spoiled now with the observation tools that we have. I remember way back in the day when StarCraft 2 was just a twinkle in Dustin Browder's eye. I mean, I'm sure they had some stuff already, but hold on. He's got to defend this base again against another drop. Does he have swarms this time, though? Need an unbreakable mental toughness. Not everyone could just keep going, no, I am not going to effing lose this game. Yeah. It does take, you have to have some grit. That's for sure. That is for sure. Because if you're a pro gamer, you can come back from situations if you play it right. That people like me would just be like, it's impossible. I'm just gonna give up. Right? There's no way. I'm too tired of this stressful brain situation. Moltrap, I've been a huge fan. I think it's messed up. You or Klazart said, someone get that man a cheeseburger when Jelizerg won his golden mouse. That is a little messed up. If it was me, I apologize, but I don't remember that at all. That was 13 years ago when we cast those games. That was 2008. Things were different back then. But yeah, I remember when they were still in the design stages, very alpha. Oh, look at this eraser. You can't dark swarm an eraser though. Oh, but you can hide the drones. Oh, you can deal with it though. You can kill the vessels and hide the drones in the Nidus. Attack the natural with the swarm. No, he's defending his own fourth with the swarm now. This is just ridiculous. This game is absolutely insane. Look at the focus on GG Play's face. He is not nervous. He is not phased. He is dialed in. Look at that. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back. Hold on. Look at his face. Where is it? Look at that. That man has no concern on his face. He is not upset. He is not worried. He is just dialed in. He is focused. His brain is attached through a quantum mental something to the computer directly. He is one with the controls of StarCraft, and he is executing what he's been training his brain to do for years. It's just amazing. I wish they'd showed Iris's face too to see if, because I think Iris is a little bit on the back foot right now, but he's definitely still has. I mean, it's got a better army right now. This is the traditional Terran setup. You have the better army, but the swarms are preventing you from going straight up head to head, toe to toe. You got to play the map. So, you know, if they had both armies and they just A moved at each other, I feel like Iris would win, but that's not how StarCraft works. So I wonder if Iris is feeling stressed at all right now. Where are those vessels going? I guess they're hunting for radiate targets. Look at that, hiding the Zerglings back in the swarm in order to eat some, in order to cast another swarm, chase them a little bit farther away. Amazing. It's crazy how much the Zerg has to defend longer in games, longer games versus Bio, but longer games versus mech, Zerg has to be the aggressor. Yeah. Zerg is such an interesting race in that way, that like in these mid-late game ZVTs, they end up just being balanced on a knife's edge, and it's just kind of interesting where it's like you know, they defend the first push to get lurkers out. They defend to get mutas out. They defend to get lurkers out. They defend to get defilers out. They like spend all this time just defending, just barely holding on in order to get enough of an economy that they can get overwhelming numbers of stuff and win later on, right? So it's kind of crazy that way. Let's see what's going on. We're linking to Dandy versus Terror final. Dandy versus Gosu Dark and Terror versus Teach. Latam tournament. Are you literally coming into my chat and like pasting links to something else that's going on? That's kind of rude. Are you like, oh, you should leave this stream and go watch this other thing going on right now? I'll leave it if someone wants to go watch that. You're welcome to, but like, don't recommend doing that in general. Like going into someone's chat and like pasting links to other streams is pretty bad etiquette. Look at this. Oh, he's got. What are the? So Iris has a 4th base now. He's trying to get a 5th, and the Ultras are like arguing over it. Danny and Terra in the finals is something is cool. Top in the foreign game. Are they? They're StarCraft 2? I know there was a Terror in StarCraft 1. I'm not. They are Brood War? Okay. SC1, top level foreigners. Why is someone casting on Facebook though? That's kind of weird. Look at this choke at the 4th. Like GG Play has just been on 3 or 4 bases this whole time, which is insane. He's been able to hold on. There we go. The swarm on the ramp, slowly and steadily. Is he gonna swarm the top of the ramp? He plagues the top of the ramp. He's slowly gonna be able to get up there. Yeah. Wait, where'd the Marines go? Did the Marines fall back? No, he just killed them all. He should have fallen back from that swarm, I think. Yeah, Iris actually doesn't look phased right now either. Iris is totally dialed in too. He's walking through some random lurker fire in the middle of the map, which isn't the best. Oh, he stimmed and he didn't scan. Oh no! I just heard them say Ma Jae-yoon, and I wonder that's Savior's Korean name. I heard the Korean commentators. I wonder what they're saying about him. I wonder if it's like the first time a Zerg has maybe won in a while or something, and that's why they're talking about GG Play possibly winning this. Or maybe they're talking about he's playing Savior style. Because Savior was actually in the Star League. Savior was in the round of 16. I think the casters and the fans both think GG Play has this. And when you've got that many Ultralisks, the concern is starting to show on Iris's face. He lost the left side base. This is pushing in on his 3rd base, the mineral only. He's probably mined out in his main and maybe his natural. This could be near the end. He can't kill the Ultras. That is many cows. There's the GG. GG Play. gets the GG in response to his play. I wonder if they were saying like, he's the new savior or something like that. He can't even believe it. He can't even believe it. His coach came in and gave him a hug and he's like, I don't even know what to do. It's not, I was talking about this at the live finals that we did last weekend too, but like, it's so interesting to see. Yeah, that was his dad. That was his dad. Oh man, I'm like tearing up. I'm like actually tearing up. What an epic situation. Because this means so much for him, like, personally, and his dad is supporting him too, which is really cool. Which I don't know if you would see outside of Korea very much. I mean, you would, but it wouldn't be as, like, obvious, right? But, like, the legitimacy that comes from winning a championship too. Like, how good is that for, like, you know, GG plays like 20 or 21 at this time or something, right? Like, how cool is that to prove to your dad and your family that, like, that you've got what it takes, right? This is really cool. If you can micro-amine perfectly, you can kill an Ultra 1v1. That's technically true, yeah? One Marine can kill everything on the map if microed perfectly and all of the opponent's units are on hold position. I mean, this is always an awkward thing too, because like, the second place player still got second place, right? Like, if you go to the Olympics, they don't go like, oh man, he didn't get the gold medal. They're like, he got a silver medal. That's amazing. But it always, in like the final situation, it's so hyped up that it feels like a disappointment to get second place. He's the second best player in the world at this game, and it's still like, it feels a little like a disappointment to him. So it's kind of interesting to see that. But you know, he still gets a trophy and or maybe not a trophy, but he still gets the flowers and the big check. But they just stand around awkwardly because they don't know what to do, and they're just waiting for the hype to die down, waiting for the casters to talk about them. You die of oral age before you can kill it, especially if the Ultralisk has upgrades and the Marine doesn't have any upgrades. You're doing like with max upgrades. What Marine is doing 6 damage, and the Ultralisk has 5 armor or something like that, or 6 armor. So you're doing like one damage per hit. Takes a long time. Yes, Saint Zero. He was down 0-2, and Iris was just like winning and winning, and it looked like GG Play was out. And he actually, there was a point where it looked like he was going to lose the 3rd game in a row, and he came back and ran it back with the reverse all kill to win it 3-2. Pretty ridiculous stuff. I wish I knew enough Korean to tell a little bit about what they're talking about, but I do not. Oh, I missed out on some follows, by the way. Thank you, Kicksauce, Chobazerg, and Alphabet Stan for following the channel. Let me see if I can find a translation real quick. But we could. By the way, you know, if you guys have some requests, I'm not gonna be doing this for too much longer. But if you have any requests of other, let's see if I can find a translation. Any other games that you want to watch right now, we can take some requests. Dom OSL final. I'm just looking on Team Liquid to see if there's any like translations of this, the ending stuff. No. Reports. Let's see. No, I don't see. Sometimes people used to do translations of the interviews, like in the live threads or something like that, but I don't see it. Let's see. 24. Yeah, none of these have any. Oh, here we go. Let's check this one. Got one more to look at. 700 replies. So this is the live thread, probably.
받아내고 이겼구나 생각했어요.
아버지가 이렇게 포옹을 하셨는데 무슨 얘기를 좀 나눴습니까?
그냥 말없이 그냥 포옹하고 아버지가 잘했다고 말씀해 주셨어요.
Oh, here's
자,
some of it.
끝나는 줄 알았는데 그때도
This is the first time I've come up from the Challenge League. It's my first time apart from winning and losing, worrying about winning and losing. I want to make a good appearance. Oh, this is before the game, not after the game. My mom would have cheered me on a lot. Gigi plays father. Because he doesn't have a mom, I had to do everything for him. I love him very much. Be strong. My lovable Junyoung. My mom would have cheered me on a lot. So this time to the final stage. This is all pre-stuff that people translated. I didn't know that he had lost his mother though.
경기할 때는 집중하려고 아무 생각도 없이 그냥 게임 생각만 해서
Huh.
몰랐는데 이렇게 나가서 보니까 많은 분들이
Yeah, there's no translation of these interviews, unfortunately, so that I can find. There might be somewhere.
경기 끝나면서 지금 이제 온도가 사실 상당히 높지 않습니까? 근데 순간적으로
There was one game I remember where a single Dragoon lived the entire game and killed 20 Marines. Light versus Tempest on Byzantium. I'm not surprised Rain Man remembers that. I remember that game, but I didn't remember exactly who it was. But once you mentioned it, I was like, yeah, 100%. I remember that game, the Light game for sure. We could try and watch that. Let me see if I can find it. It's probably on that thread that Rain Man sent me, which I've got bookmarked now.
제가 가장 힘들 때 옆에 있어준
Let's see if I can find it.
이 자리를 빌어서 정말 고맙고
I don't know what category it would be under.
사랑한다.
네, 이렇게 끝날 수 없는 겁니다. 그리고 좋습니다. 어제 김주영 이제 다시
Let's see. Well, let me just search for Light.
끝낼 수 없는 거 아니겠습니까? 더 큰 버브, 더 원대한 버브, 한비스타스를 위한 더
Tempest versus Light.
끝으로 계획한 말씀
All right, we can watch that in a second.
다음 시즌에도 징크스 같은 건 없애버리고
If the video exists, actually.
다시 한번 이 자리에 설 수 있도록
It's a Korean video link or Chinese video link. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know if you guys want to watch the interview anymore because we don't know what's going on. But that was a good series, though. I can see why sorry, Diggity. Now he knows Diggity's real name. Like this series. It was pretty epic. He doesn't know what to do. He's like, how do I hold this stuff and grab the check also? Star League endings are so awkward all the time. Oh man. Alright, so this Chinese VOD link isn't working for Tempest versus Light. So let me look it up on Team Liquid here real quick. Light. He still plays now. Tempest. Oops, I gotta search. I gotta games, and then I gotta search for Tempest. Byzantium. VOD. That's how I find my VODs, by the way. If you ever want to find a certain VOD, just look up the game on TLPD.
Base is under
Yeah, Rise and Cholera did it as well. Oh, look, you already beat me to the link. Thank you. It's probably the same one, right? Is this the one with English subtitles? Oh, look at that sweet 480p. Alright, let's watch the one with subtitles. Is it the same one? Oh, StarCraft Translator is a channel, apparently. Did not know that. Or actually, no, I did. February 14th. Okay, so this is a recent translation. So he just did this the other day. Interesting. I knew that I've seen this channel before, and they put out translations of like other kinds of videos. I didn't know they were doing. Oh, 2020? Oh, JK. Okay. Well, it's still recent. Still more recent than 2009 or whatever this was. Kanada's victory was quite unexpected. I remember Kanada. Kanada was another one of those guys that just kind of like was good but never great. There's a lot of them. Some of them are great streamers now, which is interesting. That's right, Kanada was the TVD specialist. I have forgotten so much stuff about StarCraft pro gaming. It's kind of funny. Like I remember knowing that fact that Kanada was a TVT guy, but I didn't remember it until you mentioned it. I was like, oh yeah. Two barracks. What I was gonna say earlier, I started this thought and I ended up getting distracted. When StarCraft 2 was still being developed, I got to go as one of the representatives for SC2GG to Blizzard HQ and see the alpha and talk to a couple of the devs about the game and that kind of thing. And one of the things that we paid most attention to was the casting apparatus, the observing tools that were available in the new game, right? And I remember I actually got to send some suggestions back. So I collected some ideas, and actually I looked up Tasteless and asked him too, actually, to see if he had any ideas about things that he thought would be good in StarCraft 2 from an observer standpoint to make it a better game to cast. And I don't remember what we said in that, but I remember because earlier we were talking about how back in the old days and when we're these old games from early 2000s, mid 2000s, whatever, there wasn't even resource counters or anything like that. And later on, they were able to come up with resource counters in pro games in like 2008 or 9. And of course now it's in the replays already with remastered and everything like that. But that was something that we got to send some suggestions. Look at this bunker going on. Finally cancels it. So many probes have been pulled though. So many probes have been pulled to deal with this marine rush. Another SCV bites the dust. That last SCV, it's all up to him. Why is he's not going down the ramp though? Oh, is the last SCV gonna die? So this is the hero Dragoon, guys. Keep track of this Dragoon. Anyway, it's kind of funny that one of the things I like a lot about StarCraft Remastered, he's gonna get another SCV before the bunker completes. If that bunker completes, Light wins the game, I think. Oh, maybe not, because it looks like he is gonna complete it, maybe, because this last SCV is coming in. Light can't go back. He's bringing more SCVs, okay. So the bunker is going to complete. But that Dragoon is still alive. He's got a probe army to back him up. But one of the things that I talked about with Tasteless, I showed Tasteless my list and he was like, "That's good." Look at her. Dragoon's range is upgraded, but he can't warp in more Dragoons now because the pylon was dead on his gateway. Anything that pops out of the gateway is going to die anyway because the Marines are right there camping it. So he's just got these 2 Dragoons and that's it. Mr. Jorge, how do I get girls to like me? So what you have to do is spend at least 6 hours a day. If you can, make it more like 12. playing StarCraft Brood War. Okay? Do that for about 4 years. Okay? And then compete in the ASL and win it. And beat Flash in the championships and show that you're the greatest Brood War gamer of all time. And then it's as simple as that. The girls will flock to you. Done. Look at this. This one Dragoon just chilling in the back. He's got a shield battery. Mind blanked for a second there. The casters just said it's killed Dragoon. The Dragoon just killed 8 units. Now, is this the first Dragoon or the second one? The first one might have died. This might be the second one. But he's just... Here we go. I mean, this is what we're talking about. One Dragoon microed perfectly can kill infinite Marines. If it has a shield battery and probes and whatever. He had 2 at one point. He lost 1. Yeah, but I'm not sure if this is the first one, the original one, or the second one that came out. Thanks, bro. Time to hit that StarCraft grind. There you go. I am just, you know, real talk. I am absolutely the wrong person to ask how to get women to like you. Not something that I am strong at myself, so I cannot give you much advice on that. But it is, one of the things that is just cool and fun and amusing about, he's gonna kill the bunker too. There's no SCVs left. He's trying to jump in and out to dodge Dragoon shots. He's only got Marines, he's got no SCVs. Now there's no probes either though. The pylon just completed, they said, so this is a timing window for the Terran. Terran is also poor. If the Marines get killed, more Dragoons come out, who knows? Yeah. But he's killed so many probes though. He just killed all the probes. He brought the probes off the line and he's evened up the economy now. There's more SCVs here too. I think the shield battery's out of energy. No, it's not. He's still healing. Oh my gosh. Is he all in? Did he bring all of his SCVs? He's trapped the Dragoon. 24 kills. A Zealot is out now too. Oh my god. They're saying if he made the Dragoon instead, he could finish the game, but I'm sure he didn't have the gas for it. Tempest can reduce Marines with his Dragoon and Zealot, yeah. I think this turned around now. Man, this game is insane. I think I might have done something. I don't know if I casted this game. I know we said Rise and Cholera casted this game, but I don't remember if I casted this game. I think I did like a highlight video or something like that. I feel like I did some sort of video for this game, right? He's gonna kill the supply depot. That doesn't matter. He's already lost so much that he doesn't need supply depots right now, probably. I mean, I guess it's not a good thing to lose it, but 29 kills on the Dragoon. It's all due to Dragoon range. He's got a second Dragoon now. The commentators are saying that Tempest definitely wins now. 32 kills. That shield battery definitely came in clutch. GG. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh. 32 or even over 30 kills on that Dragoon at the end. Insane. Insane. I wonder what Light could have done differently there. Like, what does Light do to deal with that? Like, maybe because he was attacking the over by the while the Dragoon was on the shield battery, he was pushing in his Marines, and the Dragoon was still able to kill stuff. I wonder if he just said, okay, there's a shield battery over there, not gonna go after the Dragoon while it's within range of the battery. What if he just goes over and kills the gateway instead? And the gas or something. Like, that might have been a good way to go about it. Should have targeted down the shield battery. Yeah, that would have worked a lot better too, actually. Because the shield battery cannot recharge its own shields. There's nothing to protect the shield battery. The Dragoon would maybe get a couple kills while you're killing the shield battery, but then it's gone. Yeah. That would have been a good window to kill that Dragoon because it was in a corner. But the micro, though, was absolutely insane, though. That was just really, really nice micro, too. Dodging around the pylons and escaping the SCVs and everything like that. Yeah, but I guess there should have been a couple ways to deal with that a little bit better to make that successful. All right, let's watch one more game, and I'm gonna head off. I think I'm gonna try and get some work done this evening, or maybe play some Starbound with Diggity if he's interested. But any other requests for any games that we want to watch, or should I just pick something random off the cool and unusual StarCraft list? Or should I just pick some other finals or something like that? Lost track of the chat. Where's the chat window? Chat, where are you? Did I close it? Hold on a sec. If you guys are saying something, I'll catch up in a sec. I think I just, I think I must have, like, clicked on a link or something like that and lost it. Anyway, I can look at this other screen for now. Remember waking up to check the TL thread for the MSL group and being confused why I had so many replies? I love that thread. Alright, I'll just look at this other screen for the chat for now. Alright. Let's just pick one more random game to watch then. I'm not even gonna check why this game is interesting. But this is on the unusual StarCraft thread. And I don't know why it's unusual. Let's go ahead and watch this game. Songho versus Gumchi. I think I used to pronounce his name Gwemchi, but I think in Korean it'd be like Gumchi. Gumchi, I think is probably how it's said. That's Songho. Recognize him. He's one of those. He's another one of those guys that was like pretty good, but never great. Although actually, I think Songho might have been great before I watched him. Like, I think he has some fans because he was good in like 2005 and 6, I think, right? Songho maybe. That's kind of a cool view with the 2x2 grid with the first-person views. Alright, so Songho is going to be on the right side of the map. Gumchi is going to be on the left side of the map. It's a Protoss mirror, and they're both green right now because they're both playing first person. So we'll see what their colors are when it goes back. STX versus Eastro. I remember being an Eastro fan. I liked Eastro. I liked them a little bit less because after the match fixing scandal, because I think Up Magic was on Eastro, I think. Magic was one of my favorite players, and when I found out he was a match fixer, I was like, oh man. Kind of ruined him. Ruined him in my eyes. Pro League, yeah, this is a Pro League match. It says 2009 at the top there. So let's see, and it says 4 set. STX is up 2-1, and I believe Songho is for Eastro. I don't remember. Let me just double check. Yeah, Songho plays for Eastro. Hey, I didn't realize. So Songho also has been playing recently. He was top 6 in the Moo Pro League in 2018. I don't know what that is. And he was top 16 in the Caster Muse Star League in 2019. Or a Caster Muse Star League in 2019. Interesting. Yeah, he was in the top 32 in GOM TV MSL. He was in top 24 in GOM TV MSL. So he never really got very far in the individual leagues at all. But Moo Pro League was a team league like ASTL. Oh, okay, cool. Songho quit again? Well, let's see. So does that mean, again, you mean no, so he actually quit and then came back to esports in like 2018 or something like that? Together with Cool versus Max and Piano. Yeah, oh, that's right. He was a 2v2 player for a little while as well. Oh man, I was reading the Wikipedia page for Songho and it talks about this game. So now I kind of know what happens. But I won't spoil it though. Apparently he actually said something about match fixing in an article. But, yeah. Look at it another time. Pretty much identical builds so far. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I basically tuned out of esports for most of the 2010s. After I left Korea in like 2012, I just didn't watch any StarCraft or StarCraft 2 or League of Legends or anything. In the last couple years, I've been getting back into it a little bit, watching stuff here and there. The last year, I've started watching ASL again, or started watching ASL. So like, you know, high level Brood War stuff, but still not like, you know, following the scene that much, to be honest. And I just don't have the time or the inclination to, like, you know, try and learn everything about every player. So that's one of the reasons why I've been doing the older games from, like, you know, early 2000s, because then it's like, well, I don't have to learn the new meta. I don't have to learn the new who's good and who's bad, the new power ranking or anything like that. Neither players have really been able to scout each other that well. We had Songho send his probe up the side of the base through the little side area, but Gumchi was prepared for it, and his Dragoon picked it off before to get into his base. Songho is expanding and Gumchi isn't, though, which is interesting. I think? Oh, wait. Never mind. The minimap is hard to read. Never mind. They're both going for Reaver, for 2-gate Reaver. So, again, it's like almost identical builds at this point. I'm kind of thinking about fast forwarding. Because this is like a little bit of a standoff until they both get Reavers out. And then we'll see something happen. Just gonna skip a little bit. Until they're at least armies are approaching each other. Oh, they've both Songho went around the south, and Gumchi went around the north, and they both bypassed each other, and now they're both completely undefended, and they're both going to each other's bases. Oh, he needs to get the shuttle. The Reavers are going to be crucial here. The Reavers are crucial. They're both pulling their probes. They're both going after the probes with the Reavers. Oh, what? No, I don't think it was the Scarab Pit, actually. This is insane. They both just completely dodged each other's armies and walked into each other's front door. So I gotta remember, Songho is the brown one. It looks like Songho got out like 6 or 8 probes. Gumchi got out 4 probes or something like that. So it looks like Songho has a little bit of an advantage in that sense. This is interesting because actually, like, how they use their Reavers is gonna be crucial. Because they're only gonna have a certain amount of Scarabs. Wait, what's going on? He's distance mining from the natural? Does he expect to actually get his probes in there and return? Oh my gosh, he's building a Nexus in his opponent's base. Now, does Songho have enough minerals to do it also? Songho has enough minerals to do it also. Oh my goodness. Wait, so Gumchi has a couple Dragoons in the corner of his base, though. Is he going to try and defend? What's going on? So, Gumchi is the white Protoss, who was at the left and is now at the right. They're both cleaning each other's buildings up. But Gumchi has a Dragoon and a Reaver in the corner there. If he loses those, I think he loses the game. I'm not sure why he has those units in the corner like that. This is strange. It's a base trade, but they're not just trading bases in the sense of like killing each other's base. They literally traded bases. They're literally building in each other's base now. Oh, there comes the Reaver! The probes annihilated. Now, Gumchi didn't have that many probes either, so it's like kind of an even trade. So yeah, so Gumchi now has 4 probes, and Songho had like 10, but now only has 3. 4. So now they're even. So that Scarab shot evened things up. Songho had it in the bag with a better economy with the remake, but that one Scarab killed a bunch of probes, and now they're starting back off even again, basically. And their Nexus are finishing almost the exact same time. This is insanity. And now it's they've literally swapped spots. Are they gonna go for a battle before anything happens though? Oh, he gets the first Scarab off. Gumchi gets the first Scarab. It didn't do much though. It's all about Shuttle Reaver control. They're not going to wait in macro. They're going for the kill on each other right now. Gumchi looks like he has a little bit more of an advantage. Can Songho micro that Reaver? He does micro the Reaver. They've both microed their Reavers and killed every single Dragoon. They killed every Dragoon. But it's just the Reaver and the shuttle left. Now they're going to go hunt each other's probes. But Gumchi, the battle happened close to Songho's new base. So Gumchi has time to get Dragoons out. No, he doesn't have a gateway. How's he going to make Dragoons to defend this Reaver? He doesn't have a gateway. He can't make any defenses. He spent all his money on pylons. He didn't. Maybe if he'd expected to lose his army and spent them on 2 pylons and a gateway instead of 4 pylons, he could have made a Dragoon. But Songho kept a Dragoon. Songho still has a Dragoon alive. So Gumchi got a little bit more mining done, but it doesn't matter. And that Dragoon is crucial actually because the Reaver is going to run out of Scarabs eventually, and it won't be able to kill all of the buildings. But a Dragoon will never run out of Disruptor Blasts and will kill all the buildings eventually. So now, does he have enough Scarabs in this Reaver to kill the Dragoon? Where's the shuttle? He needs the shuttle with that Dragoon! Takes 1 Scarab hit, but it's not enough. It's only the shields. So now he's got the shuttle and the Reaver to defend. He needs to pick up the Dragoon! Pick up the Dragoon! If he can dodge the Scarabs and keep the Dragoon alive, the Scarabs will run out eventually. There we go. He picks up the Dragoon that time. If he takes one more Scarab shot, the Dragoon dies and it's a stalemate though. Except for that probe. Actually, there is a probe on the map. And it's Gumchi's probe. This is insane. Imagine if the same swap happened again and they rebuilt their bases in the original spots. That would have been so epic. Oh, he's paying attention. I mean, how can you let that happen at this point? There's nothing else on the map to micro. The only thing that you can do is keep track of your Dragoon and your shuttle. So, I mean, if he let that Scarab land, that would be completely unacceptable. Now he's just kind of playing around for fun. Or maybe just to be safe, I guess, to make sure that he's definitely picking up the Dragoon over and over again. He sees it. Oh, he's faking him out. He's taunting with the Scarab shot, but not actually going for it. Okay, this is Gimchi's first-person view. He could camp the Reaver closer, maybe. Oh, so they've each got probes out attacking pylons as well. I think that Dragoon wins it. One Dragoon. One Dragoon is all it takes. If Gumchi didn't have that one Dragoon, it would be a stalemate actually, probably. I don't think anyone could win the game. Because they both have probes. I think they both have one probe on the map. But the Reaver would still have enough Scarabs to make sure the probes couldn't ever mine. And they would just be able to camp the, well, I don't know. It would probably end up in a stalemate, but I guess if one person made a mistake, it could end up not as a stalemate. He's still dodging. Still dodging. The Nexus is almost dead. If the Nexus dies, it's definitely over. Because there's no way he can come back then. And it's one shot. There's the Nexus. The probe is still killing off the pylon, though. I mean, he could kill off the enemy Nexus with the probe. Songho's like, all right, I took care of the Nexus. All I have to do is defend my own Nexus now. But does he have any probes? It's still... No, it's still not a stalemate, because again, that one Dragoon can kill every building on the map, so... Songho's got this. This is a little bit ridiculous. Any Koreans want a 1v1? Hey, Mark. Zerg Troll says, Mole Trap is the man! Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Jorge, 20 minutes ago. I don't look at the follows very much. I think it should have popped up on screen. But I don't have a sound for it, so I always miss those. So apologies for that. But Zerg Troll, unfortunately, I'm probably signing off pretty soon after this game because we've been doing this for a few hours. But thanks for stopping by. It did pop up? Cool. Okay. Oh, he had a probe in there? He had a probe in there. Oh, look at this. He's distance mining with a probe and a shuttle. He can protect the probe with the shuttle. And Dragoon can kill off the enemy probe if it comes in. He's mining. He's like camping the probe with the shuttle so he can keep mining. Songho's like, why are you still in this game, bro? That's okay. I am sleeping soon. Cool. Oh, he lands his Scarab on the Nexus. Why is he doing that? It's a little bit silly. Maybe he's going for the probe or something like that. I mean, I guess as long as he has enough money for Scarabs, there's no reason for Gumchi to leave. Because if he gets one lucky shot on that probe, or on the Dragoon, it could still be a stalemate, you know? So he can still stay in it, even though it's very unlikely that he'll actually be able to pull that off, that Songho will make that kind of a mistake and let him do that. You know, he needs a couple scarab shots on the Dragoon. He needs to catch the probe. That's it. So, you know, you might as well stay and try, I guess. Flying around the map trying to do it. And that Dragoon is slowly picking away at the... Oh! Ooh! He almost got a shot on that. He almost got a shot. Now the other Reaver is chasing the Reaver, but that's going to waste his own Scarabs. Because he picked that up in the shuttle. Oh, he lets the Reaver die. Because he was afraid of the shuttle getting too close to Dragoon and the Dragoon killing the shuttle with the Reaver in it, so... GG. This is a live game, I would be freaking out. I would too. I would too, for sure. I you know, I may have cast this, actually. 2009? Actually, I don't know. 2009... Did I go to Korea yet? I don't remember. But we did cast a lot of Pro League games back in like 2008 and 9. But I don't know if I don't remember casting this one though. But if I was casting it, I would have been flipping out for sure. It's like a different mentality than VODs and Chill though. Anyway, I think we can call it there. Been watching VODs for a few hours now. But again, you know, I want to make this a regular thing. This is the first of hopefully a regular schedule of doing this every Wednesday evening and Saturday afternoon. So I'm going to be back Saturday afternoon at, what time did I say? I actually don't even remember what time I set for the schedule. I think it's noon Pacific. Let me just double check. 1 p.m. Pacific time, which is 4 p.m. Eastern time. I think it's 9 or 10 p.m. Greenwich time or whatever it is. Here's that battle. Oh, they're showing the rematch of the battle, or replay of the battle. That means this Pro League match going to an ace match too. So I'm curious if he made an extra Dragoon, or if he escapes with a Dragoon from this battle. I'm gonna watch that just for a sec to see. And it looks like Songho's about to lose. Look at that. He runs it away. He runs his Dragoon away to save it. That's what happened. When he realized it was going to be a complete trade, he actually ran his Dragoon. He right-clicked on the enemy base. Very interesting. He's like, okay, well, this is close to my base, so I'm probably going to lose my base. So I got to head to the enemy base and stop him from mining and putting out more units. Really smart. Anyway, so Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. Pacific, we're going to be back and do some more. Bruh is from North Korea. I don't think they let you on Twitch in North Korea. How are you able to get through the censors for that, man? That's pretty cool. Tell us what North Korea is like. You must be good friends with Kim Jong-un in order to have that kind of ability to use global internet. That's a privilege there. Yeah. Anyway, good night, everybody, for sure. And thank you again to Mr. Jorge, Alphabet, Stan, Chobozerg, Cake Sauce, anyone else who followed and what have you. And there was a donation as well from, I think, Doso. So thank you as well. So anyway, bruh, sorry you just got here. We're about to end the stream. But let me just check to see. On YouTube, I can't do a raid, but let me see if there's anyone I want to raid right now. On StarCraft, Artosis is streaming. Let's raid Artosis, so we can watch some more old school StarCraft action. Artosis has a few thousand people watching him, so he doesn't need the viewers. But he's fun to watch though. He's fun to watch. Big fan of Artosis. All right, so yeah, but thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night. I'll catch you.